Lecce. We had heard a lot of great things about it, and my daughter Leia had about a half dozen places that she either wanted to visit or eat when we were there, so we decided to make it our very first stop of many stops we have planned in the Puglia region. We did find a lot of stuff to love in Lecce, but I have to tell you, our first impressions were quite of a shock compared to Matera. Matera is a 10,000-year-old city that we had just visited, and, well, your introduction to Lecce is going to be very different. We are going to do an entire video on weighing the pros and cons between using public transportation and driving, but part of the deal with driving is navigating free parking. This parking looks like it's free, but as you see by that sign, it's not. If you're parked in a space where you have to pay, they have these ticket machines that you put your credit card. We were very lucky. There was a person who gives tickets for a living and walked us through the first time we did it. You see those hours. This is a ZTL sign. If you see this, do not drive in that area. This is a far cry from where we were in Matera. We are in Lecce, Italy. Heel to boot. There is a Adidas store, which looked very modern. It's not an Apple store, it's a store called C&C, which is an Apple reseller. There is a GameStop, the Izod Lacoste store. Let's see if you can see there. That is Levi. And then the name of this store is, yeah, that's right. Well, I guess I can't say. We're going to try McDonald's in Italy, see how it's different. Ooh. Certainly seems different. One of those auto order. Oh, look at all these things. At the end of the order, you can choose for them to bring you your meal at your table. Somehow they knew we were at a table on the second floor and brought it right to us. So this is like the McDonald's in Rome, where for breakfast they have the cappuccino espresso makers. Or I guess if you want McFlurry. Look at all those things. What the heck? You can also get tea. What you cannot get for breakfast is a breakfast sandwich, and that is true of all of the McDonald's I've seen in Italy. The McDonald's thing, and the prices are pretty reasonable. The tables at this particular one are upstairs, and they've got this wrong way, sorry. They've got this video playing on the table. Little McFlurry meal there. Little people, big dreams. Very good story is what that says. Fun. Diverti. Fun. With our surprise. I guess that was the ball that was in my... And now play with us. I got a Coke. And you got a...
cheeseburger.
Drink-wise.
Diet Coke.
Diet Coke. Double cheeseburger fries. I got granita. Smoked granita. And then, just for content reasons, I got the upgrade on the fries. The bathrooms at the McDonald's in Milan, in Lecce, and in Rome are all nice, and I think that's because they all put a code on your receipt to get into the bathroom. If you are in Lecce and you see the Apollo Theater,
How'd you forget the woman next to your pillow? Suppressing the hands down the happening on the pillow. You know what you're back into the quarter to a killer. Let's review the situation that I caught up in now.
and you think, oh great, I love the Apollo from back home. It's guessing it's a very different type of entertainment. So far Lecce is looking a lot like Milan. They do have some of the types of things you're looking for in an old Italian city, including a statue. Let's get a closer look. Okay, I figured it out. That is Gandalf. You can say in the comments if it's somebody else. You can see the clouds. Other than that, it's a very sunny day, but you know, Gandalf, he's got magic and stuff, so yep. But you know, you get away from Gandalf, it's sunny again. Sunny. While we were in McDonald's, Leia got what I think is called a Rustico. What is this? Lecce? Francese?
Rustico, Lecce.
Lecce. Is there anything inside it here?
Yes, it has bechamel cheese.
Ooh, bechamel cheese.
Bechamel and tomato and maybe one other thing, but this is
Bechamel cheese, tomato, and something else. All right, looks very flaky and cool. Maybe she out-ordered us. This is where Leia got her pastry cafe Alvino. They have free Wi-Fi. Oh my goodness. She had a lot to choose from here.
Hello.
Buongiorno. In addition to that, they have some pretty good looking gelato. And then full cakes and pies. But also arancini. Look at that. It's a hot dog and fries in a pastry puff. These others have meat, stuff like that. Cafe Alvino is right across from Lecce's outdoor market. Nice. I got a free sample of this, of the almond liqueur. Mandalora is what this is. Fichi, that is fig. Pistachio. Cioccolato is chocolate. And here we go. Mirtillo, a blueberry. And then we have crema di fico. Anguria, a watermelon in inglese. E certo, limoncello. E Amarillo. Sì, crema. Assaggio? Grazie. This is very good. I'm gonna show you the thing here, and I'll close up on the website. So if you want to, if you're not here in Lecce, you can order it. And they also sell gin, no?
Yes.
Grazie mille. Prego. And this place sells various kinds of honey. And there's the actual bees. Ape di maiale? Honey. Come si dice honey in Italiano? Miele. Miele. Honey is miele, and those are honey
yes.
bees.
Sì, mi dispiace.
And she's also got, it's like jellies here. Look at this.
Beeswax soap.
Oh, really?
Do you want to taste?
Sì, assaggio.
Natural or fruit?
Natural. You can get it in a lot of fruits, but I'm going to go ahead and try the original.
Yes.
Here we go. Let's get a view of it here.
Signora, vuole assaggiare? Taste. Questo è eucalipto.
Bellissimo.
1000 fiori.
Grazie.
Dammi cucchiaino. Dammi cucchiaino. No, dammi cucchiaino.
Cucchiaino, sì, sì. Dami is give me, and cucchiaino is small, means like a small. Cucchiaio is spoon, so cucchiaino is small spoon, no?
Io inglese poco.
Il migliore che mio italiano.
Quale più buono?
Buona, molto buona. Other than the Basilica di Santa Croce, I most wanted to see the Roman Amphitheater. Unfortunately, when we were there, it was closed off for restoration. Angie thinks that the lions were kept down there. It is under construction, so we're not going to be able to go in there, but I try to maneuver us in a place where we can get good views. Here's the view from the other side. As you can see, after the restoration, this is going to be a really cool spot. So depending on when you're watching this video, see the entrance down there. The church opposite the Roman Amphitheater was built in the 1500s, and the statues outside represent Peter, Paul, and the Virgin Mother and Child. If you saw Gandalf earlier, that's where Gandalf lives, I think, in the top of this place. Maybe not, we'll look. They must really like movies here, because they also have, not specifically Teddy Roosevelt, but Robin Williams' portrayal of Teddy Roosevelt in the movie, Night at the Museum. Oh, I apologize. That is Vittor Emmanuel, who united Italy. The Vittor Emmanuel statue is facing this particular church. We'll find out what that is for you. Very beautiful. Okay, this is the Chiesa di Santa Chiara. But unlike a lot of the churches, it's $12 to get in, and to get a audio guide, it's $20. And by dollars, I mean euros. So depending on the exchange rate. Interesting. Like, this looks like your typical old Italian street that has a lot of history. Here you see a lot of churches, and then, you know, all of a sudden we're doing this and looking at modern stores. It's like there was an ancient city over here, and then they just like built modern stuff around it and increased its size. And here we have the Basilica di Santa Croce. Detail and design here. Just gorgeous. As I mentioned earlier in the video, this is the site I wanted to see most in Lecce, the Basilica di Santa Croce. Look at the intricacy of those figures and all of the detailed Baroque architecture on and around the columns. My daughter Leia studied art in high school, AP art, and seems to remember it all. She's very helpful in situations like this. You do have to pay to go inside, but I think that's worth it. However, a lot of people just choose to gaze at the wonder of the architecture on the outside. Those different figures, animals and mythological figures, are holding up that's the appearance, that they're holding up the top section. But look at the top section alone with the detailed statues. This is truly a wonder. Actually, if you want to save the 12 euros, we're going to show you the inside of Basilica di Santa Croce right now. So I hope you enjoy these beautiful sights as much as we did. The Basilica di Santa Croce was originally a monastery in the 1300s, and then they went about the gargantuan task of creating the masterpiece you see before you today. If you've ever looked at one of the elite Italian churches, which this obviously is one of, and just wondered to yourself how it is even possible to make something as beautiful and grand as this church is, well, it takes a minute. And this one took over 200 years. Now, there is another darker side to this. Materials were always an issue back then, and this may shock you, but occasionally things are done in Jesus' name that he would not necessarily have given his approval for. In the 1500s, they expelled all of the Jews from the city, broke down their houses, and used that material to help build this church. Jesus was, of course, a Jew who believed God's love extended to both Jews and non-Jews equally. But at least the good news is this message got through, and nothing like this could happen in today's world. Hold on, I got an alert here on my phone. What the? Oh my God. Honey, how do you delete and re-record a voiceover? I was just talking. I got this news. All right, well, we have a new pope now, so I think that means that nothing like this will ever happen again starting, well, not now, but, super, super soon. Speaking of that, of course, they are still paying tribute to the old pope, and you can see pictures of him, or at least we did, in every church that we went in to pay your respects, and it's usually right by the altar here where the most detailed grand ornamentation exists. Right outside the church is one of those info tab Italy tour places. All of the tours that you see leave from Lecce except for the boat tours and stuff like that. This QR code you can actually scan and it will take you straight to the tour website. Now that we've seen a few churches, I'm noticing it seems like they are all in Baroque style, and that's definitely something I noticed on my own and not that Leia just pointed out.
Or is it?
This is the gate to the city of Lecce, where many people recommend beginning your walking tour.
This is a triumphant arch. It is not the Arc de Triomphe. It is in Paris, and that's definitely something that I knew before just now, because I know about this type of sophisticated stuff. But this is actually ornate like the rest of it. Leia, is this Gothic? Is this Baroque as well? This is apparently also Baroque. I mean, of course, I look at it and I know that. Okay. We end with perhaps the greatest piazza in all of Puglia, the Piazza del Duomo. It was built in 1144, and the Baroque restoration was done by Lecce's most prominent architect, Giuseppe Zimballo. The bell tower you see here was built in the 1600s, and it replaced what used to be a Norman cathedral. The bishop's palace, well, that's where the bishop lives, and the seminary palace is the new kid on the block. It is merely 500 years old. If you enjoyed this video, please subscribe to our channel because we are going to be visiting tons of cities in the Puglia region over the next several months, only leaving briefly to accommodate the Schengen law and play the World Series of Poker. So please join us on the Four Chains travel as we go through our adventures.